Robert Rivas Radio, Tejano, and much more. That brings back memories. That kind of brings back bad memories in a sense. Why? Because back in the day, man, I used to date this girl, and she gave me the old dumperoo. When this song was playing, we were dancing to the song, and she told me, Bobby, I'm going to break up with you. Why? What did I do wrong? I can't dance right or what? I'm just going to break up with you. I don't like you. And I said, all right. I walked away, and of course, I cussed her out when I was walking away, but not verbally, but just kind of like pulled her off in my head. You know, guys do that. Anyways, 8:40 in the morning. Good morning, Double R Radio, Tejano, and much more. History is about to be made. Why? Because I've never had an artist, a person, anything whatsoever happen where I'm simulcasting, throughout the internet and having another person on my morning show. And guess who's here with me to do it for the first time? Mija. Mija, say good morning.
Good morning.
There we go. Mija here. Mija eating a taco. She brought some tacos. She brought a coffee.
Can't get on the road and not get some Bill Miller's tacos.
Mija, those tacos look very, very healthy, Mija.
They're good stuff. Bill Miller's got some corn tortillas now. I'm loving it.
Now we're good. Just have to do something there, but we're good to go. Anyways, Mija, thank you for joining me on my morning show. Mija, you're my first guest ever. Mija, this is special. Me and Mija. We don't need Robert, your brother. We don't need Angela. Me and Mija. That's right, Mija?
Yes, just like before. Just the two of us. I don't need my brother. I don't need my sister. Yes, do them both.
Yeah, Mija, me and Mija. You know, Mija, I always like to keep my personal life off the radio, but I certain stories that I tell to my listeners, and there's always the one about who let you in the window, Dad. And that story has gone a long ways, Mija, and although it brings back bad memories, it just goes to show that Mija was in Dad's corner when your mom wouldn't let me in the house, and I just hear this faint voice of, Daddy, come over here, Daddy, I'll let you in. But Mija, you've been profiting from that ever since.
I only know if my dad was on the side of the house, he was in the doghouse. I opened the window and I said, I gotta save my father. This is gonna come in handy later when he has first tickets.
The only reason you did that, Mija, because I was the only one that would give you wine coolers. That's the barbecues. Mija was being given wine coolers. Mija, I'm seeing your taquitos and stuff like this, your egg and papas and stuff. And I was telling my listeners earlier that I went to Chili's last night, and on the menu they had these hamburgers where they offer you an egg on your hamburger for $1.99 more, but underneath it said non-caged egg. Have you ever heard of this, Mija?
Yes, I have.
A non-caged egg. Have you ever tried a non-caged egg?
I don't think I can tell the difference.
Mija, does that mean that we grew up with chickens that were bothered? They were behind the slammer-rammer kind of eggs?
One of my grandpas didn't have chickens in the coop. They were just running around. So I don't have a memory of those eggs tasting any different.
I'll never forget the time, Mija, when I was working at the airport, and this guy over there that worked there, he would sell javelinas. He was selling javelinas, and javelinas, of course, you can get ham, you can get bacon, you can get all this stuff from a javelina like a pig. They're a wild pig. So I bought a javelina for $20, and for $10 more, they would butcher it, and they would, package it for you. So 2 days later, they brought me all the packets, ham and ribs and all this stuff, and I took it home. And I said, well, I told your mom, I told her, let's make dinner tonight, and we're going to give the kids javelina. And I was seeing you and Robert were tearing it up. You were eating the ham and stuff.
Oh my God.
Little did you know that you were eating wild javelina.
I wish I never knew this.
My daughter, she's a beautician, and I'll never forget when she first got started. I was her first haircut ever. And she goes, Dad, I said, Mija, who have you cut before? She goes, Dad, you're my first one. And she took me out to the balcony and sat me down with a pair of scissors, and she went to town on me, man. I mean, when she was all said and done, I looked like Mr. T.
Yeah, this was when my dad had his hair long and feathered, lots of layers. He was Mr. Cool.
Mija, did you ever feather my hair?
Yes, I did.
You used to feather my hair, Mija? I don't remember that.
I did that on the balcony.
Really?
Yeah.
You feathered my hair?
I can't promise that it was even, but I did.
I remember that, Mika. That you were just starting on my hair, and I go, Mika, how many haircuts have you done? You're my first, Dad. And I go, man, I'm going to be your guinea pig. And there you go. No wonder the girls stayed away from me that night at the bar. Hey, Bobby, what happened to your hair? My Mika cut it. By the way, I understand that your cousin Tilly is joining me now. Tilly, I know you're listening right now. And Tilly, you know, I tell a story where you're included, Tilly. Do you remember, Tilly, the time when you let my daughter borrow your Cabbage Patch doll? And 2 weeks later, Tilly, and mind you, they're little girls. My daughter was like 10 years old, 11 years old. Well, she let my daughter borrow her Cabbage Patch doll. This is all true. And then one afternoon, I just hear yelling and screaming, and my daughter's crying and crying and crying. And Tilly comes out of the bedroom with a Cabbage Patch doll. And I go, Mika, what happened? Mika, what happened? She took my Cabbage Patch doll. And Tilly goes, that's my Cabbage Patch doll. And she walked out, and you were crying and crying and crying, Mika. So what does Dad do? I said, come on, Mika. I pick you up. You're all... Dad, you must kill Tilly. Kill Tilly. So anyways, I take you to Wins. Remember Wins? I take you to Wins. And I'm carrying you, and I tell you pick the Cabbage Patch doll you want, Mika. You pick it. And you picked one, Mika. And at the register, the lady goes, "Aw, it must be her birthday." And I go, "No, it's because I love my Mika." And she goes, "Oh!" And Mika was still, "Please kill Tilly. She must be killed." You remember that, Mika?
Yeah, I remember. I got the same exact Cabbage Patch that Tilly had. We had matching Cabbage Patches. And once we both had one, we decided to drop them off a second-story window from my grandfather's house for fun. So that shows what kind of mothers we were when we were younger.
I know, Mika, right? And it's funny you're saying when we were younger, porque, Mika, you know, I don't care what. When you're a parent, you never forget the images of your kids when they were babies. You don't forget it, man. And I've always said that. And that's like your brother. I go, Miko, my baby. He goes, "Dad, I'm a grown man, Dad." But you and Angela, my other daughter, I can tell y'all that, and y'all are okay with it. You'll call me Daddy and stuff. And you know, my son Robert. You know, he's a different league. He goes, "Dad, we're old school, right, Dad?" My son, "We're old school, right, Dad?" He's all macho, your brother. But my daughters, man, you know, I'm their daddy. And
I'm okay with it as long as he doesn't put it on Facebook or anything public. I will unfriend him. I said, "I will unfriend you, Dad. Don't you dare put something like that. I got a rep to protect."
Anyways, I'd like to welcome my daughter to the morning show. Let's get to going. Little something by Alicia Villarreal. Ay, papacito. Hey, thanks for waking up with me. Double R Radio, Tejano, and much more. Papacito. Really, I've been called other stuff. You know, I don't want to say those terrible words over the radio, but I don't think I've ever been called Ay, papacito. Anyways, I'd like to welcome, of course, my daughter, Jeannette Rivas, to my morning show. Good morning, mija.
Good morning, Daddy. Drinking this good Houston blend coffee. My dad offers the best over here.
Woohoo! Well, I mean, I've always bragged about it that last year for Christmas you bought me a coffee maker. And I mean, this coffee maker, man, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I told my daughter, mija, because she brought me some coffees that came with the coffee maker. And as soon as I was done with all my coffee, I said, mija, I need more coffee. And she goes, Dad, you're on your own. I can't, mija, I'm looking at you right now. And one thing about my daughter, and you know, I'm not saying this because I'm trying to be nicer, because I love her regardless, but one thing about my daughter, Mika, she looks very, very young for her age. I think because sometimes you still get carded, right? You still get ID?
Yeah, I get carded. I got asked by the AC guy the other day if I was 18. So he said, "I'm sorry to tell you, but I need to check if you're 18. And I said, "What the?"
Do you want to tell the listeners how old Mika is?
No, we'll just leave that a mystery.
Let's leave that a mystery. By the way, good morning going out to Cynthia Gonzalez Ramirez, who says, "It's so nice to hear a sweet voice on the other end, Robert." Well, what the hell, Cynthia? What the hell am I?
Hey, Cynthia, thanks for that.
What's your problem, Mika?
I think Cynthia just won a prize. Give her something. Cynthia needs something.
Anyways, my daughter, like I said, she's a beautician, and she's told me some stories here and there, but one that I remember was when you were doing, what was that newscaster's name from KSAT 12 that you were doing her hair? What was her name?
Josana Quintanilla.
Josana Quintanilla. I think she's with Channel 4 now, right? KMOL or?
I have no idea. I only watch KSAT. I'm a KSAT girl.
There we go. Me too. We got KSAT all the way. But you used to do the hair for Josana Quintanilla, right?
A long time ago, yes.
And you said that she was a tough person, right?
She was pretty nice. She had hair that was probably as big as mine, so it was a lot of work. But yeah, she was a nice person.
Because you being a beautician and stuff like that, and you've been doing it a long time, and not because you're my daughter, but I mean, you kick butt. I've seen you do what you do, and you know, on my hair, you know, it's just simply awesome. But even more so, have you ever done somebody's hair and you put a lot of work into it? Of course, they paid you, but you didn't get a tip.
No, I don't think so. Maybe if I've done a kid's hair or something, but even then, not really. You know, even for the most part, I have clients that call me, you know, text me just because, tell me they love their hair, stuff like that. My clients are pretty good. I don't think I've had that happen before. Maybe when I first started, maybe if I gave somebody a bad hair job in my first year of hair or something, but no, I don't think so.
But we got right in the sense, not only barbers, but beauticians. Isn't it considered like mandatory to give a tip?
No, it's not mandatory, but it's good to do. You want to tip your hairdresser because the next time you come back, if you like what you get, then, you know, of course, I remember you. But
now, there's another side to this as well. Have you ever had a person that simply didn't like what you did, got pissed off, and gave you an attitude, anything like that? Come on. There's got to be at least one, Mika.
Never.
Really?
I've never had that happen. I've had people tell me maybe something didn't come out right, and I always accommodate. So, nope, never happened.
Wow.
Yep.
I'll never forget one time I took your brother, when he was smaller, I took him to Rio's haircut. Pobrecito amigo, he came out looking all nerdy. Ay, que chulo amigo. And he didn't say a word. And he came out all trasquilado. I mean, it was all sideways and everything. And it's, oh, mijo. But, so, do you get a lot of kids that come to you and get their...
My kids are grown now. My kids have been coming to me so long that I have twins that are in college. I have some other kiddos that are in middle school. I remember birthdays and things like that, and I'm thinking back like, man, I've been doing their hair this long. They're in college. So it's been a long time.
It's crazy, right, Mika? It's crazy that you get to know your clientele, and they kind of become part of your life, right?
Oh, they do, most definitely. I've had some crayon drawings on my station that I still have.
You know what's really crazy about this is my daughter, sometimes she tells me, Dad, guess what, Dad? And I go, what, Mika? What? And she goes, Mom and her new husband, they listen to your show. And I go, really, Mika? Your mom still listening to my show? She listens to your show, Dad. My daughter told me that one time she walked into her house, because right now she's staying with her mom. She walked in and she could hear my voice. And she goes, either my dad's here or they're listening to Robert Rivas Radio. Right, Mika?
Yeah.
Does it feel weird?
No.
No? Does your mom cuss me out?
No.
Come on, Mika, you can come clean.
No, it's pretty awesome.
No, is it pretty awesome?
Yeah.
Did your mom say, I wish I could be back with him?
No.
No? It's like, I'm going to tell you like I told her, when you lose me, you lose a good thing. That's Christmas, my love. Then, of course, you get divorced 2 weeks later, and so much for that song, right? Anyways, 9:05 in the morning. Good morning, Double R Radio, Tejano, and much more. Freeform Friday it is. Anyways, I'd like to welcome my daughter, Jeannette Rivas, who's joining me for my morning show for Freeform Friday. Good morning, Mika.
Good morning.
Mika, you're my Mika. You're my baby, Mika. You're my baby.
Not in public, Dad.
And I go, look here, Dad, don't be doing that kind of lovey-dovey stuff, Dad. I'll never forget one time I ran into my daughter. I was at Graham Central Station, and you know you're getting old. You know you don't belong here anymore when you see your kids at the same bar. You know, my daughter comes up to me, Jeannette, she goes, Daddy, and she hugs me. I go, Mika, keep it down, Mika. You're kind of making me look older than what. Keep it down, Mika. Keep it down, Mika. Were you surprised to see your dad at Gramps?
No, I knew you were there.
You were everywhere, Dad, right? Everywhere.
When are we going to crank this up a notch? That's what I want to know. Let's crank this up. Let's get it shaking.
Let's get the party started. Anyways, I tell you what. Check out the story, because this is a crazy, crazy story. A pet alligator was stolen from a mobile home in Southwest Florida. You know, because my listeners know me by now, and they know I've got this phobia about alligators. I will not go in a river, in the pond, in the stream. I won't even take a bath. I'm not going in the water, Mika. I'll just take a shower. Alligators scary, Mika. Are you scared of alligators?
Yeah.
Mika, go in the water?
If there's an alligator, no way. Hell no.
If you were to see a sign that says, beware of alligators, you can take a chance?
No.
No, Mika?
No way. But it's kind of like that one time when we played poker, and I was the alligator.
Oh, yeah. You know, we play a lot of Hold'em. We used to, and one time it was like 6 or 7 players. This is all true. And then on one hand, it was me and Mija for all the pot, and we're looking at each other, and we knew that family is family, but money is money. And guess who won? My daughter. She beat me, Mija.
Yeah, he was the wildebeest. I was the alligator. I said, come on all in. Come on all in.
My daughter raised me, and I said, I raised her back. And then before she raised me again, she tells me, come for a drink of water, Mr. Wildebeest. And I go, oh no, I think she's got me. But I was already committed to go all the way in. So I went all the way in. And this wildebeest was taken, was swallowed, was tore apart by my daughter, the alligator, Mija.
Tell him what the hand was, Dad.
Mija, is there any way I can get a refund on what I lost?
Let's not change the subject. Tell him what the hand was.
Wait, Mija, I know you were telling me you got a story for me now. What story do you got working for me?
Okay, so I was just curious if anyone saw the Star Wars movie last night. The new Star Wars came out last night. I noticed there's a ranking from Business Insider ranked best to worst Star Wars movies. They got the worst movie as The Phantom Menace, came out in 1999, and the best, which I totally agree with, is The Empire Strikes Back. So I just really love how Star Wars has made a comeback. There's Star Wars everything now. Star Wars toaster, Star Wars waffle maker. I mean, I don't know who's not getting Star Wars for Christmas. But it's pretty awesome. What do you think, Dad? I mean, it's almost too much everywhere because Disney bought it out.
You know, Mija, when the first Star Wars first came out, Mija not even born yet. Mija not even being thought about yet, Mija. But I was, Star Wars was hot. It was popular. And back in the day, back in the 70s, the special effects for the 70s was awesome. Last time I saw special effects was a porn movie. But we're not going to go there because this is a family show. I made a promise to my daughter. She goes, Dad, we're not going to talk about sex or anything right now. So no, Mija, we're not going to do none of that, Mija. Mija, baby.
No sex, I just want to talk about drugs. No sex.
Mija, baby. My buddy's mom, she listened to my morning show one time and she told me, Bobby, your radio show, it's X-rated. It's not X-rated. It's a family show. Even my grandbaby, baby Mia, her first grade class listens to my morning show. But anyways, Mija, as to you being a beautician and stuff like that, I mean, how much patience do you got to have? I went to go get my haircut with you a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed there was a lady waiting for me next, and I see you with all these foils. You put all the foil, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, ladies, when they put foil on your hair. I mean, you got to be very, very patient to do all that, right, Mija?
Oh, yeah, but I love it. I love doing that. I sometimes put 2-3 colors in someone's hair. I love it. The outcome is awesome. Make somebody look good. They go out and get a new job. They go out on a date. So I like to believe somebody's going out there with more confidence because I stood there for 3 hours putting foils on their head.
I were to be a person, if I were to be a beautician, and if I were to be having to do something like that to a woman's hair, and I was kind of short on money, and I had a barbecue the night before, I'd probably use the foil I use for the barbecue. I get that foil with barbecue sauce and grilled onions and everything, and I'd be putting it on, and she'd have grilled onions falling from her hair and barbecue sauce and everything. Because you gotta provide, you buy the foil to do that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you buy like at an H-E-B, Dollar General? Where do you get the foil?
I got my foil at Sally Beauty Supply, but only because I have an owner. So if I work for somebody, they provide the foil. So speaking of that, if anybody needs their hair done, 7115 Blanco Road, Salon Bella. Just come see one of us. There's a lot of hairstylists in there. We are all awesome.
You see, now I know for a fact that Jeannette Rivas, see how she threw in that free commercial? Because you don't get free commercials here on Robert Rivas Radio. I need a donation or $5 for that spot right now. You see me, guys? See how you threw that in? Well, I tell you what, if you're going to throw that in, let's talk about what else you do, Mika. You got this thing going on with Scentsy, right? The Scentsy, whatever. Let's talk about Scentsy.
Well, my cousin Tilly, she's a Scentsy consultant, and I love Scentsy, and my coworkers love Scentsy, so I've been selling a lot of Scentsy. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it makes your house smell good. So especially if you're a bachelor guy, you need your house to smell good. If you want to have some ladies over, you need some Scentsy.
And you know what, Mika? You're right, and even more so. Scentsy, it kicks ass. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, I like to cut a fart once in a while, and I haven't smelled one of my farts in a long time. This Sensi kicks ass. It kicks ass, but I know one thing for sure, man. This Sensi knows when I cut a fart because all of a sudden you see it boiling. It's working hard. It's working overtime, this Sensi. It's saying, what the hell was that?
That should be the new slogan. Sensi guarantees to cover your fart and your lady's fart.
That's right. That's right.
Wait a minute, ladies don't fart. What's going on here?
That's right. It's going to be Sensi. We're not puro pinche pedo. That's what it's going to say. We're not puro pinche pedo. No, amiga, on the Sensi, you got, they're designer Sensis, right? That go on the walls like, you got like football and basketball right here?
Oh, yeah. All different colors, all different styles for kids, for adults, for animals, you name it, they got it.
Now, also on the scents that the Sensi has, I know you got me some, like, you got me with, I think it's Christmas smell or pine tree or what was it called, Mia?
I got you the buy whatever your daughter wants.
That's right, Mia. I'm at your mercy.
Putting my dad on a spell and he doesn't even know it.
But right, Mia, but what other scents are there with Sensi?
Oh, gosh, they got all kinds. You name it, they have it, or they have had it, or they will have it. They have everything. Right now, I think my dad's burning the pine, winter pine. It's
Yes,
like a
ma'am.
Christmas tree in here.
Now, amiga, now, enough of the commercial stuff. Now, amiga, you owe me $10, amiga. Amiga, $10, Dad. Come on, you gotta fork it out. Come on. I take no prisoners. Family is family, but business is business, mija. No?
Yeah.
Mika, quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mika got a hearing problem all of a sudden.
I didn't hear anything.
Anyways, it is Freeform Friday, and my daughter said, Dad, if it's Freeform Friday, do I get to hear some of my music? And I said, yeah, Mika. So, Mika, what do you feel like hearing?
So, I wanted to turn it up a notch, get somebody to shake it while they're driving their car or in their office, say, what's going on? Why are you moving? So, let's play some Humps, Fergie.
What you gonna do?
Hey, good stuff, modern English. I melt with you off the Valley Girl, the volleyball, the Valley Girl soundtrack. Have y'all ever seen the movie Valley Girl? It's a cool movie. It really, really is. I like Valley Girl. I say good morning, Robert Rivas Radio Tejano, and much more. Is to be joined with my daughter, Jeannette Rivas. Good morning, Mika.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, Mika, baby, Mika, you're a little baby. I remember, Mika, you're so little, Mika. I'll never forget, Mika. I had $20 in my wallet, and I said either I buy her an Easter dress, or I get me a case of Budweiser. And well, when it was all said and done, Mika got her Easter dress, and Dad didn't have any beer for the weekend. But what are you gonna do when you got your Mika? Do you remember that, Mika?
How about this baby talk? I'm gonna have to turn off my dad's mic.
Mika, baby. Anyways, I'll tell you what, it is time for celebrity birthdays. Let's see what celebrities are celebrating their birthday today. December the 16th, 2016. Mika, by the way, have you done your Christmas shopping yet?
No,
No? Mika, no do Christmas shopping yet?
only for the kids.
Okay, Mika, I don't need a coffee maker. I don't need coffee, so it's, Mika, it's, and I understand times are tough right now, so if my gift is under $500, I understand, Mika.
I brought you a taco.
No, Mika, I don't want a taco for Christmas. No,
I
Mika.
brought you a brisket and egg.
Mika's gonna go, Dad, the Sensi that you have on your wall, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, celebrity birthdays. Let's see what celebrities are celebrating their birthday today. Let's see, Mika. Let's see if you recognize any of these names here. Let's see here. I'm looking. I don't know who the hell this is. Mika, do you recognize any of these names?
I don't see anybody worth mentioning.
I don't know none of these.
I will say one, Jyoti Amji, it looks like her name is, turning
Who's that?
23. She's the really small one from the American Horror Story.
Mika, I don't
From
know.
the circus.
Okay, who else do you see there? Because I don't.
Really small lady.
Who else do you see here that you recognize? Mika, I don't know none of these people.
Oh gosh, I don't see anybody. Benjamin Bratt, 53.
Who are they, Mika? I don't know who they are.
Billy Gibbons, it looks like he's from ZZ Top. I'm not too sure about that, so forgive me, any rock people.
I think Billy Gibbons is from ZZ Top, right? I think because of the beard.
I just said that.
Yeah, ZZ Top. Yeah. Let's see who else, Mika. Mika, baby. I've gone to Melissa. Here we go. Here we go. Come over here, your daughter. I'm getting Melissa saying that you sound far away, Mika. Do you sound far away? I don't think you sound far away.
Oh,
Let me see here.
is that better?
Let me see here. I'm listening. Mika, give me a. Why am I hearing this? I didn't want to hear this. There we go. Let's see here. Okay, Mika, let me see here. Give me a mic check, man. Give me a mic check.
Hello. Test. 1, 2, test.
There, Mika? There? A little. Okay, I think you sound okay. I'm going to crank her up here just a little bit just to give you, because Melissa Ozuna, who's going to be joining me next week, says, Robert, I can barely hear your daughter, Robert. So, you know, Melly Vanelli will be here next week. And let me see here. There we go. There we go. I cranked it up there a little bit. We should be good to go there. Anyways, okay, now, let's move on here. What do we got here? What are you getting me?
I just saw Mariah Carey sports very large sparkler on her engagement finger on the news. What's going on with Mariah Carey? She's engaged again. Does she need another big rock on her finger? Man, she moves around more than J-Lo. What's going on with Mariah Carey?
Mika, is she still popular, Mariah Carey?
I don't know if she's popular, but on Instagram, all she does is post pictures of herself half naked.
I'm going to have to get on Instagram. You just gave Dad an idea here.
I'm starting to wonder why I follow Mariah on Instagram, because all I do is see her in the bathtub.
That's not dead, because that's not dead yet. That's single. That's soltero. That's soltero. Anyways, let me tell you something. I get a kick out of this. My daughter just got a message from her mom. My daughter looks at me like, Dad, you better not talk about my mom. I'm not talking about your mom. All I'm saying is that you told me you got a message from your mom and that she wants to hear a song. She should have thought about this long time ago. Anyways, Mika, I need to bring something up, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but I am. Mika, I can remember when Mika conceived.
I'm gonna have to unplug his mic.
Mika, I remember when you were conceived. It was Labor Day night, because I remember hearing Jerry Lewis on the TV. And then we turned off the TV. Really, Mika? Labor Day weekend, Mika conceived. Let me see here. September, right? Okay, think of that. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Mika, June. I'm right, Mika? Mika conceived, yeah.
Who's Jerry Lewis?
You were a Donna Summer baby.
No, I'm just kidding. I know who Jerry Lewis is.
Anyways, as to your mom, what does your mom want to hear, Mika?
She wants to hear Maz, but I told her no tejano. We're trying to get this going a little faster.
I like that, Mika. I like your style. You want to tell your mom off on the radio? Tell her off, Mika. Tell her off. Come on, you can tell your mom off or tell her off. Tell her everything you wanted to tell her. Do it now, Mika. Did we do it? I got a crispy $100 bill for Mika.
No thanks.
200?
No thanks.
No? Yeah, well, I'll do it for free. Anyways, Jeanette's mom wants to hear some Super Grupo Mom.
Good morning, this is Jeannette Rivas, and I'm taking over Robert Rivas Radio. Just kidding. I'm still hanging out here with my dad. We're hanging out, having a good time. The morning show, Robert Rivas Morning Show, drinking my Houston Blend coffee. I want to give a special shout out to Gina Galavis, who's listening, Tilly Reyes, who's listening, to my mom, and I don't know who else is listening. You got to let me know so I can give you a shout out. If you have a song request, let me know. I'm getting some songs in, trying to crank it up a notch over here at Robert Rivas Radio. Yes, Gina, I said crank it up a notch. So I'm going to play Shakira, Hips Don't Lie. Let me know if anybody else wants something played. Have a good day. Stay dry.
Good morning, TGIF. Right, this song, Curtis Blow, Christmas rapping, kind of get you in the Christmas spirit, right? If this song doesn't get you in the Christmas spirit, nothing will. Anyways, good morning shout out going out to Melissa Ozuna. I call her Melly Vanelli. And I don't know why I've been like that. I like giving people certain little nicknames, like Ben Miranda from La Fuerza, I call him Ben Joe-matic, and then I call Melissa Ozuna, I call her Melly Vanelli. I just throw in little cariño names there. But anyways, I get a kick out of Melly, man. She's going to be joining me next week on my morning show, actually on the 22nd. Melissa Ozuna, Melly Vanelli is going to be on my morning show. And she tells me, I want you to get it right, Robert. You get it right so when I arrive, the whole world can hear me. Yeah. Whatever, Melly. Whatever. Shut the hell up, Melly. Melly. Oh, yeah, Robert, what did you say? Anyways, good morning. I'd like to welcome my daughter, Jeannette Rivas, to my morning show. And we're kind of chilling here. And, Mika brought tacos. She brought some taquitos here. And she didn't even finish one taco, man. She brought some tacos from Bill Miller's. I'm not a Bill Miller fan. Mika, was this breakfast expensive?
No.
How much was the taquitos?
Like $8.
How much?
$8 for everything.
Did you pay him with a 20?
No.
A credit card?
Yeah.
Can I see that credit card, Mika?
No.
I want those 3 magic numbers in the back of that credit card. Wait, Mika, it's time for, we're very, very close to Christmas time and everything, and people out there are, you know, the Christmas shopping gets even more serious and more serious and more crazy the closer we get to Christmas. Now, I mean, I know you go out there and you do your thing and you're doing your Christmas shopping. I mean, a woman's point of view is totally different than a man's point of view. On my end, Mika, I go out and do my Christmas shopping Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve. When do you start your shopping, Mika?
I start mine right before Christmas, unless I'm shopping online. Shopping online is so awesome. I had a package show up yesterday. I'm not saying for who, but shopping online is awesome.
Do you see, but you do go out there as well, like to the malls and stuff, right?
I do, but I don't like to. It's just not fun anymore.
You know what that's called, Mika? Getting old.
It's called people don't have enough cashiers. It's too many lines. I mean, going to Walmart is terrible. I mean, I think the only good big spot to go to that's okay is Target. Target's always got a register open.
But you know, Mika, things change as you get older. Mika, I'm serious. I mean, look at your dad. I mean, I was going out to the Bella when I was in diapers. I was going to cantinas and everything, drinking beer and everything. And now, I mean, hey, I'm a single person. I got money in my pocket. I mean, $10, and I got a car. I got my own place and everything. But you know what I do on weekends? Dad stays home. I order a pizza, drink a couple of brewskis, watch a good movie. The simple life, Mika. Things change as you get older, Mika. They do.
Know. My mom's out there at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., shops till she drops, so I can't put it on age. I think.
Who's out there? That's out there?
My mom, shopping.
You know, Mika, look at Mika. I'm going to show you a piece of paper you signed before we got on the morning show. You said, I will not bring up my mom. I will not bring up this because you went against the rules. You brought up your mom. I told you, don't bring up mom. Jeanette's looking at me like, Dad, don't screw with me, Dad. So, Mika, out there being shopping, you know, you hanging out with the girls, your girlfriends and stuff, I mean, do they ever get expensive gifts from their boyfriends or husbands that you've heard of, like a big diamond ring or a car or something?
Not a car. That'd be cool. I'd be like, pick me up. But, yeah, I guess so. I don't remember anything, you know, too fancy. But I know my friend Gina's got a birthday coming up on Christmas Eve, so her husband's got it where he better not do Christmas present and birthday in one. So that's all I gotta say.
That's kind of weird, right? You know, if your birthday's on Christmas or Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas, you know, I guess you can get away with murder in a sense. You can get a 2-for-1 and say Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday, but some people want 2 separate gifts, one for your birthday and one for Christmas, right?
Most definitely. Same thing with Valentine's Day. You can't do Valentine's and birthday at the same time. You got to separate them.
I don't believe it. I don't care, man. I'll put in the card, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, and I don't care, man, Happy Easter and whatever, Happy Hanukkah. I don't care, because Dad got to cut corners. I got to cut corners because that got bills to pay, Mika. I mean, it's not, I don't got the simple life here. I got bills to pay. But some people, man, they can afford it. More power to them. I know people, and this is true, they do all their shopping at Dollar General. Mika, do you go to Dollar General?
Yeah, Dollar General's not bad.
Dollar General, man, they got some stuff that sucks, man.
When you have that last minute gift and you need a bag, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, dollar bag, you know, they charge like $4 or $5 for a gift bag now. That's ridiculous. They charge $4 or $5 for a card. It's like, you know what? Instead of buying a card, I'll buy you a pair of socks. You know.
They have dollar girls at Dollar General.
No. How many get a girl for $1?
Dad, I'm not gonna go that way, Dad.
They have everything.
I'm not gonna go that way, Dad. Don't even think about it. Dad, don't even think about it. I've told my daughter sometimes, Mika, Dad, hey, who do you know? She goes, stay away from my friends, Dad. It's funny, porque I think a couple of years ago, I was at the Love Jams concert, and one of her friends, I know her because I used to go to a place called Bogey's Cantina over here on Callahan and 410, and I didn't know she was my daughter's friend. And it's really weird. And so she came up to me. I forgot about her. And I saw her at the Love Jams concert. She goes, hey, how you doing, Mr. Rivas? And when they call me Mr. Rivas, I'm thinking maybe they're talking to me out of respect or I don't know. And like, hey, how you doing? I go, I don't know who you are. And she goes, don't you remember me? I worked at Bogey's. Like, oh, okay. I'm also your daughter's friend. And I go, oh. Oh, okay. So they're calling me Mr. Rivas. They're making sure that I don't try to throw any curveballs at them or anything like that. Let me tell you what's so funny about this. Almost 10 years ago, give or take, I had to tell my daughter, Mija, what would you say if I dated a 21-year-old girl? And my daughter comes back and tells me, what would you tell me, Mija?
I said, well, how would you like it if I dated a guy your age? And then he would say, okay, never mind.
I'd shut the hell up. We go right away playing hardball with that.
I'm gonna say,
but there's a big difference here because I know now. Now, if an older man is seen with a 21-year-old girl, people are like for the money or whatever. But it's different if you see an older woman with a younger guy. It just doesn't match up, right?
They're called cougars.
Huh?
They're called cougars.
Cougars.
Yeah. They have like a cougar dating site now. I think you can go on a dating site and actually date a cougar.
Cougar.com.
Like that. Yeah, I might have to try that out. I'm about there.
Cougar.com.
Sure, baby.
But I get a kick out of my daughter, man. She's always got that little comeback, a little uppercut. Okay, Dad, don't mess with me, Dad. But what's so weird about it? I told my daughter that, and she tells me, how would you like it if I dated somebody your age? But if I told my son, Robert, if I told your brother, hey, Miko, Dad dating 23-year-old woman, my son would go, oh, right, Dad, you're the man. But Mika here, she goes, don't even think about it, Dad.
Yeah, I shouldn't even be worried. A 23-year-old hanging out with my dad, he just said he likes to hang out and get a pizza at night. Yeah.
Mika's going to call me, Dad, what are y'all doing? Well, we're watching Nickelodeon. We're watching Nickelodeon. I tell you what, Mika old school, and I tell you what, Mika, I know we're talking about, all this other stuff, but back in the 80s, Mika, you used to love all this music, but what was one of your favorite artists back in the 80s?
My big-time artist was Madonna. Me and my best friend, Lily Jo, we used to jump on the couch. We used to reenact, like if it was a video, we were in a video, Madonna was the one.
Good morning, TGIF. Right, this song, Curtis Blow, Christmas Rapping, kind of get you in the Christmas spirit, right? If this song doesn't get you in the Christmas spirit, nothing will. Anyways, good morning, shout out going out to Melissa Ozuna. I call her Melly Vanelli. And I don't know why I've been like that. I like giving people certain little nicknames, like Ben Miranda from La Fuerza, I call him Ben Joe-matic, and then I call like Melly. Melissa Ozuna, I call her Melly Vanelli. I just throw in little cariño names there. But anyways, I get a kick out of Melly, man. She's going to be joining me next week on my morning show, actually on the 22nd. Melissa Ozuna, Melly Vanelli is going to be on my morning show. And she tells me, I want you to get it right, Robert. You get it right so when I arrive, the whole world can hear me. Yeah. Whatever, Melly. Whatever. Shut the hell up, Melly. Melly. Oh, yeah, Robert, what did you say? Anyways, good morning. I'd like to welcome my daughter, Jeannette Rivas, to my morning show. And we're kind of like, chilling here. And, Mika brought tacos. She brought some taquitos here. And she didn't even finish one taco, man. She brought some tacos from Bill Miller's. I'm not a Bill Miller fan. Mika, was this breakfast expensive?
No.
How much were the taquitos?
Like $8.
How much?
$8 for everything.
Did you pay him with a 20?
No.
A credit card?
Yeah.
Can I see that credit card, Mika?
No.
I want those 3 magic numbers in the back of that credit card. Wait, Mika, it's we're very, very close to Christmas time and everything, and people out there are the Christmas shopping gets even more serious and more crazy the closer we get to Christmas. Now, I know you go out there and you do your thing and you're doing your Christmas shopping. A woman's point of view is totally different than a man's point of view. On my end, Mika, I go out and do my Christmas shopping Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve. When do you start your shopping, Mika?
I start mine right before Christmas, unless I'm shopping online. Shopping online is so awesome. I had a package show up yesterday. I'm not saying for who, but shopping online is awesome.
Do you see but you do go out there as well, like to the malls and stuff, right?
I do, but I don't like to. It's just not fun anymore.
You know what that's called, Mika? Getting old.
No, it's called people don't have enough cashiers. It's too many lines. Going to Walmart, it's terrible. I think the only good big spot to go to that's okay is Target. Target's always got a register open.
But Mika, things change as you get older. Mika, I'm serious. Look at your dad. I was going out to the pedo when I was in diapers. I was going to cantinas and everything, drinking beer and everything. And now, hey, I'm a single person. I got money in my pocket. $10. and I got a car, I got my own place and everything. But you know what I do on weekends? Dad stays home. I order a pizza, drink a couple of brewskis, watch a good movie. The simple life, Mika. Things change as you get older, Mika. They do.
Know. My mom's out there at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., shops till she drops, so I can't put it on age. I think.
Who's out there? That's out there?
My mom, shopping.
You know, Mika, look here, Mika. I want to show you a piece of paper you signed before we got on the morning show. You said, I will not bring up my mom. I will not bring up this because you went against the rules. You brought up your mom. I told you, don't bring up mom. Jeanette's looking at him and like, Dad, don't screw with me, Dad. So, Mika, out there being shopping, you know, you hanging out with the girls, your girlfriends and stuff, I mean, do they ever get expensive gifts from their boyfriends or husbands that you've heard of, like a big diamond ring or a car or something?
Not a car. That'd be cool. I'd be like, pick me up. But, yeah, I guess so. I don't remember anything, you know, too fancy. But I know my friend Gina's got a birthday coming up on Christmas Eve, so her husband's got it where he better not do Christmas present and birthday in one. So that's all I gotta say.
That's kind of weird, right? You know, if your birthday's on Christmas or Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas, you know, I guess you can get away with murder in a sense. You can get a 2-for-1er and say Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday, but some people want 2 separate gifts, one for your birthday and one for Christmas, right?
Most definitely. Same thing with Valentine's Day. You can't do Valentine's and birthday at the same time. You got to separate them.
I don't believe it. I don't care, man. I'll put in the card, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, and I don't care, man, Happy Easter and whatever, Happy Hanukkah. I don't care because Dad got to cut corners. I got to cut corners because that got bills to pay, Mika. I mean, it's not, I don't got the simple life here. I got bills to pay. But some people, man, they can afford it. More power to them. I know people, and this is true, they do all their shopping at Dollar General. Mika, do you go to Dollar General?
Yeah, Dollar General's not bad.
Dollar General, man, they got some stuff that sucks.
When you have that last minute gift and you need a bag, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, dollar bag. You know, they charge like $4 or $5 for a gift bag now. That's ridiculous. They charge $4 or $5 for a card. It's like, you know what? Instead of buying a card, I'll buy you a pair of socks. You know.
They have dollar girls at Dollar General.
No. Come in and get a girl for $1.
Dad, I'm not gonna go that way, Dad.
They have everything.
I'm not gonna go that way, Dad. Don't even think about it. Dad, don't even think about it. I've told my daughter sometimes, Mika, Dad, hey, who do you know? She goes, stay away from my friends, Dad. It's funny porque I think a couple of years ago, I was at the Love Jams concert, and one of her friends, I know her because I used to go to a place called Bogey's Cantina over here on Callahan and 410, and I didn't know she was my daughter's friend. And it's really weird. And so she came up to me. I forgot about her, and I saw her at the Love Jams concert. She goes, hey, how you doing, Mr. Rivas? And when they call me Mr. Rivas, I'm thinking, maybe they're talking to me out of respect, or I don't know. And like, hey, how you doing? I go, I don't know who you are. And she goes, don't you remember me? I worked at Bogey's. Like, oh, okay. I'm also your daughter's friend. And I go, oh, okay. So they're calling me Mr. Rivas. They're making sure that I don't try to throw any curveballs at them or anything like that. Let me tell you what's so funny about this. About 10 years ago, give or take, I had to tell my daughter, Mika, what would you say if I dated a 21-year-old girl? And my daughter comes back and tells me, what would you tell me, Mika?
I said, well, how would you like it if I dated a guy your age? And then he would say, okay, never mind.
I'd shut the hell up! Mika ran away playing hardball with Dad.
I'm say,
but there's a big difference here because I know now. Now, if an older man is seen with a 21-year-old girl, people are like, for the money or whatever. But it's different if you see an older woman with a younger guy. It just doesn't match up, right?
They're called cougars.
Huh?
They're called cougars.
Cougars.
Yeah. They have like a cougar dating site now. I think you can go on a dating site and actually date a cougar.
Cougar.com.
Something like that. Yeah, I might have to try that out. I'm about there.
Cougar.com.
Sure, baby.
But I get a kick out of my daughter, man. She's always got that little comeback, a little uppercut. Okay, Dad, don't mess with me, Dad. But what's so weird about it, I told my daughter that, and she tells me, how would you like it if I dated somebody your age? But if I told my son, Robert, if I told your brother, hey, Miko, Dad dating 23-year-old woman, my son would go, oh, right, Dad, you're the man. But Mika here, she goes, don't even think about it, Dad.
Yeah, I shouldn't even be worried. A 23-year-old hanging out with my dad. He just said he likes to hang out and get a pizza at night. Yeah.
Mika's gonna call me, Dad, what are y'all doing? Well, we're watching Nickelodeon. We're watching Nickelodeon. I tell you what, Mika old school, and I tell you what, Mika, I know we're talking about all this other stuff, but back in the 80s, Mika, you used to love all this music. But what was one of your favorite artists back in the 80s?
My big time artist was Madonna. Me and my best friend Lily Jo, we used to jump on the couch. We used to reenact, like if it was a video, we were in a video, Madonna was the one. Rivas Radio, I had a couple of requests for Jennifer Lopez. And if you know me, you know that I used to have the Sexy J Club, so I'm all for anybody with a J name. So we're going to play some Jennifer Lopez for Ernest and Rosalinda.
And much more. You know, one thing about J-Lo, man, you know, I've said this once, I'm going to say it again. I know my daughter's here, but Mika, grown woman. Mika can handle it, but J-Lo, man, she's got this butt on her, man. J-Lo I mean, really, man, J-Lo, I remember her going to the Grammys, and she showed up at the Grammys with 2 limos, one for her, one for her butt. I'm serious, man. J-Lo's known for her butt. That's true, Mika. True. I'm sorry, but it's true. We're adults. It's true. My daughter's looking at me, Dad, I talked to you about this. But then again, Mika, you signed a piece of paper saying you weren't going to mention your mom, and you did. So the gloves are coming out between me and Mika. I can see that, Mika. Mika looks so young. Anyways, Mika, good morning. Thanks for joining me on my morning show. Now, I need to bring this up because this morning show with my daughter almost didn't happen. And let me tell you why. Mika's got a cat. I keep on calling her Mika. Well, she's not Mika. Mika's got a cat. And she loves this cat more than Dad. Now, she really, really loves this cat so much. And lately, she's been having problems with her gato. Now, I don't even know how to approach this, but all I know is that pets are big. They're a very, very big investment. Mika, what's going on with your cat? What's your cat's problem?
Oh, Snickers. I have a Siamese named Snickers, and he's been getting blocked, so I had to take him to the vet. He had to have a catheter. It's $1,000 later. The vet is no joke. So I almost had to start a GoFundMe just to pay off his vet bill. But yeah, Snickers is struggling this morning again. I might have to take him to the vet again. But that's my fur baby. So if you have a fur baby, you understand where I'm coming from.
That's why, Mika, I don't want a pet. I don't want a dog or a cat or a parakeet or a hamster because I don't want to deal with any of that. Then you start bonding with the animal, and before you know it, they get sick. And you don't want to see your pet sick. You don't want it to die or anything. My son's got this cat named Roscoe. He's been, with my son since a kitten. And my son he's let it be known that if his cat gets sick, he's not going to pay $800 or $1,000. He says he's going to let him put the cat down. And I said, there's no way you're going to do that, Miko. Like you, Mika, it's very difficult to see your animal in pain or in agony or hurting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's my best friend. We're like E.T. and Elliot.
That's your best. What do you mean your best friend, Mika? What, do you talk to the cat or what?
Yeah, if anybody's had a Siamese or knows one, they talk. That's all they do is talk.
I see you posting pictures of your cat, and my cat this, and my cat that, and me and my cat went to Chili's. We went downtown to the Riverwalk. I mean, the other day, this is true. I was at a restaurant, and there was this lady who had like a little baby carriage, like a little where you hold babies. What do you call them? A little
like a bassinet.
Yeah, like a little bassinet kind of a thing. But she had a puppy in there, and I went up there and I said, either that's a dog or you got the ugliest baby I've ever seen. But people take it far beyond, right? About pets and stuff like your cat.
Definitely.
Do you buy like clothing, stuff like that for your cat?
No, my cat's a Vato Loco. He doesn't wear anything like that.
No, Mika, you got that wrong. Your cat's a Gato Loco.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's a Gato Loco.
That cat's a Gato Loco.
But I'm bummed.
You see, and this is by this. Not because of her cat. I'm very, very, because I know that my daughter's been blowing money on this cat, this worthless cat. See, I call worthless because looking at me, don't you ever call my cat worthless, Dad? But let me tell you why I'm very bothered by this, because all the money she's blowing on this cat, I know it's going to affect my Christmas gift. I know it's going to affect my Christmas gift. My value in gift has gone down and down and down, and more than likely I'm going to see Mika at Dollar General. What does Dad want?
You don't have to just gift a lottery ticket. $5 lottery ticket can turn out to be a whole lot more.
Hey,
That's
Dad,
pretty
I'm going to give you a
exciting.
chance to be a millionaire.
Yeah,
Dad.
here you go. Good luck.
Anyways, so how's your cat doing, Mika? What's the latest word about your cat?
Well, I'll find out when I get home. That's what I'm gonna do as soon as I get home.
You know, when I've gone traveling, when I used to have a cat back in the days, I'm not even going to get into the story, but I had a Persian cat. Anyways, but actually he was a French cat. You know why I know he was a French cat, Mika? Because my cat would go, le meow, le meow. No, that's not funny, Mika. No, Mika didn't think that was funny.
It was
Stupid
alright.
joke.
It was okay.
But anyways, now, I had a cat, right? And I would go traveling, and I'd come back 2 or 3 days later, and I'd tell my mom, I'm going to be out of town. Miko, what about the cat? What about him? Leave the TV on, Mijo. Turn on the air condition, Mijo. Turn on the Wi-Fi. You know, all this stuff. I said, Mom, I'm not going to go do all that for my cat. Leave the flat screen TV on, the air condition on, and put on the Wi-Fi and everything. But I bet you, Mika, you leave the TV on for your cat, don't you?
No, I don't, because he has another cat. I have another cat named Cupcake.
Oh, you have 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, they entertain each other.
Where did Cupcake come from?
He's been around for a long time.
I didn't know that, Mika. Wow, Cupcake. Por favor, Mika. Ay, ay, ay. Y'all women with these names. Ay, 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 ay. Anyways, I'll tell you what, we're going to go into overtime. I'm here with my daughter, Jeannette Rivas. Let's keep it going. Let's do some Mazore, Cumbia del Gorila. Buenos días. Kick out of the song, Mamacita, ¿dónde está Santa? Doesn't this guy sound Augie Rios? He sounds like the same one that's singing Cumbia del Gorila. They sound the same thing. I got a feeling they're related, or maybe it's the same person. Maybe that's Augie Rios. I don't know. Anyways, 10:11 in the morning. Good morning, Double R Radio, Tejano, and much more. Time for me to hit them on up and move them on. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on my morning show. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Never forget that Double R Radio is 24/7, 24/7. That's right. So look, that means you need not go anywhere else for your music fix. Be sure to visit my website at www.robertevansradio.com. A lot of cool stuff. And of course, you can always show your appreciation and make a donation by clicking on the donate button at the front of my page at Robert Evans Radio. You're going to see a little button that says, give me all your money. Todo. Dámelo todo. Credit cards, house, car, everything. La abuelita, el tío. Everything. That button right there. Click on that and you can make your donation. It goes directly to my PayPal account. And like I said, all donations are greatly, greatly appreciated. I definitely want to thank my daughter, Jeannette Rivas, for joining me on my morning show. I mean, what a special morning show. Even more so, I never had a guest join me live on my morning show right beside me. And she was my first guest ever, so she's going to be a trivia fun fact for the rest of our lives. And even more so, like I said, she made the effort. I know her cat's been sick. And but the worst, the worst thing that we want from my daughter and her cat is to have a catastrophe. I knew I could make it laugh, Mika. See, I knew I could make my Mika laugh. I still got it, Mika. I still got it. I still got it.
Who teaches him this stuff?
I still got it, Mika. So anyways, because Dad, those jokes are so stupid. Dad, they're so stupid. Anyways, I'm saying my goodbyes, but like I said, my daughter is going to go ahead and close out the show and close it out with her last song. But of course, never, ever, ever forget that Double R Radio, Robert Rivas Radio, is 24/7. And we'll see you Sunday night for my Cruising Classic show. Jeannette Rivas, Mika, my daughter, close it out.
All right. Well, it's been fun this morning hanging out with my dad, going over all kinds of topics and music. And my dad's got a cool show going on here. I might have to take it over. When are you going out of town next, Dad? Might have to come over here and make it the Jeannette Rivas morning show. Anyway, so I just want to tell everybody happy holidays, happy hunting on your Christmas gifts, happy New Year if I don't come back and get on the morning show again. And I just want to close out with saying, come get your hair done at Salon Bella, 7115 Blanco Road. You can call in there and ask for Jeannette. Call in, ask for David, JR, Elaine, Mary. Everybody does awesome hair. I also want to say Sandra's awesome. So just call and come get your hair done. We do awesome work. Another thing is, if you need any Scentsy, give my dad a shout. Give me a holler on Facebook. We'll get you going on some Scentsy. And I want to close out by giving Tilly her request of Depeche Mode. Just can't get enough. Have a good day, guys.